All right, light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Welcome to it. If you're new here, my name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this is Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly, or at least mostly weekly, gathering with the Halloween movie fans, Michael Myers fanatics, and everything in between, and basically the best online community of fandom there is. So what's up, everybody? If you made it here, then that means you made it through another week. In our case, you made it through another 2 weeks since our last Monday night live stream, and more importantly, you made it through another Monday. And like I always say, that is in itself reason to celebrate. So raise one if you're drinking a beverage. If not, then in celebrate however you are celebrating, because it is Monday. You made it through. We're here. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. All right, I'm going to turn over here into the live chat for just a few minutes. I see a couple people. I saw Megan and David Suber were in the house early. One of our channel members, Art H79, in here as well. One of our regular viewers, Art. You too can be a channel member. It's just $5 a month. You get early access to videos and other cool perks. I did pin a link up at the top in the live chat this evening. That is a brand new HDN t-shirt that we just released on our Teespring site. If you want to check that out and show your love for HDN and your love for Halloween every day, all year round. I see Phil has checked in as well. Looking over here in the live chat, I see Sammy is in the house. Dan is here as well. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. Let's see who else. I saw Tim Leo is here. Andromeda's driving. What's up? Thanks for listening in. Please drive safely. Darkman is here. Awesome. I love to see that. Excellent. All right. So we got a small crowd in here tonight. That's good. Again, I don't expect a huge crowd. We're not talking about a ton of stuff. I don't expect to be on here super late tonight either. Apologies for last week. We are going to cover some of the things that I was going to talk about last week. And in two of the news cases, I haven't really seen it widely reported or really reported at all. So we're going to talk about those items here in just a few minutes. And in just a minute, we're going to talk about Halloween Ends a little bit. Some more new awesome behind-the-scenes photos released we're going to take a look at, as well as the rundown of the bonus features included in that Blu-ray announcement, and basically everything that we didn't cover. If you'll remember, during our last gathering 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago, I said that night we kind of broke a little news that evening when we said that we had discovered the link on Best Buy to that Best Buy exclusive Steelbook 4K release of Halloween Ends. And it had a release date listed on it of December 27th. Well, you know, the very next day on that Tuesday, Universal did, in fact, make the official announcement that, yes, the physical media release of Halloween Ends, 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, that's all happening on, yes, December 27th. Why 2 days after Christmas and not the week before? Your guess is as good as mine, but that's when it's happening. And it was released on digital last Tuesday, 1 week after the announcement was made official on November 15th, which, if you're doing the math, yes, that's just about exactly 1 month after the film was released in theaters and, of course, simultaneously on Peacock. So make of that what you will. Very small theatrical window, and of course it was not theatrical exclusive. But the film is out digitally now, including the bonus features and all that. So we're going to take a little look at that in just a minute, and a few other things we're going to talk about regarding the franchise and franchise news. But first up, for tonight's show and tell, it's not really so much of a show and tell. What's up, David? Lighten up the pumpkins. I like it. I like it. Sammy in the house, of course. Thank you for being here, sir. Byron has checked in as well. Happy Michael Myers Monday to you. All right, real quick for tonight's show and tell, or lack thereof. It is, once again, a reminder, because this is, it's Thanksgiving week. If you celebrate that, it's Black Friday, and a week from tonight, Cyber Monday, everybody's doing their online sales. So, of course, we got to get in on that just a little bit, and I want to give you guys the first heads up on what we are doing here at the HDN online store. It's not a huge sale, but if you have not yet completed your collection of officially licensed deluxe Michael Myers full head masks produced by Sugar Street Studios, if you need one of the big three, not from Halloween 3, but from these most recent three films, what I call the Strode trilogy, then I have good news for you, because starting today and running through next Michael Myers Cyber Monday, November 28th, we are running a Michael Myers mask sale on our store. And here is the details. That is the three masks. If you can't tell, that is the Halloween Ends mask there, closest to camera. In the middle there, that is the Kills mask, and that is the 2018 mask. Each of these masks we are offering for the next week only $5 off any of these three Michael Myers masks from the current trilogy. If we had any 1978s in stock, we'd be offering it on those as well, but we are actually out of stock of 1978 Michael Myers masks right now, out of stock on the Boogeymans, out of stock on quite a bit. But this deal we can offer, and I am, of course, giving you guys, the Michael Myers Monday live audience, our friends here, first dibs, the first heads up. So all you got to do is go to HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. Just hit the link in the description to find the Ends mask or the Kills mask or the 2018 mask. And when you go to checkout, just use that discount code that you see there. It is all one word, Cyber Myers 22. And that will give you $5 off any of these three masks. And that is per mask, by the way, too. So if you buy three masks, you're going to get $15 off that total purchase. So that's a little heads up to you guys, a little thank you to you guys. If you do not yet own these, I know a lot of you guys already do, but if you were thinking about it, if you were holding off, if you were hoping to get just a slightly better deal, and again, I wish I could do an even better deal, but honestly, we don't have a ton of these in stock right now. I don't know that we're going to have any in February when we go to our next in-person convention at Mad Monster Party. And it is actually, believe it or not, part of our contract with Sugar Street Studios that we can only do discounts up to a certain amount, believe it or not. But that's true. So that's a heads up right there. HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. Go check it out. Use discount code CyberMyers22 to get $5 off any of the modern Strode trilogy Michael Myers masks. Sorry about that, guys. Let me back up a little bit. And let me back up and talk about Mr. Jim Winburn yet again. And do that whole speech again. Because apparently you guys didn't get to hear any of my whole tribute right there. Sorry about that. All right. Where was I? Yeah. Scott Lewis says just make up what he's saying. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure somebody, a talented editor, could have a blast with that later on. All right, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back to that just a minute. Where were we? I think we were about to talk about Mr. Jim Winburn. I guess you guys didn't hear any of that. So let me quickly go back over that. We do have some sad and unfortunate news to talk about, but this being Michael Myers Monday, we've got to talk about it because I saw posts on social media starting yesterday on Sunday evening, and then it was confirmed today on Monday by Entertainment Weekly that Jim Winburn, famed stuntman from the original Halloween 1978, he passed away this past Saturday, November 19th. And we'll go over and take a look at that article real quick. And again, this comes from Entertainment Weekly today, who got confirmation from Winburn's manager that the stunt double for Michael Myers in the original 1978 did pass away on November 19th from what is only being described at this time as an undisclosed illness. He was 85 years old. And I was explaining that we did have the pleasure and honor of meeting Mr. Jim Winburn in 2018 at the big Halloween H40 40 Years of Terror franchise reunion event in Pasadena. And we actually got to interview him. And he was very kind to give us just a few minutes of his time at that event and go on the record and talk about his experiences making that movie. If you don't know who Jim Winburn is, he's been in a ton of movies and worked on the stunts, stuff including John Carpenter's The Fog, Escape from New York, and many others. But quite notably here on Michael Myers Monday Live within this franchise, as you know, in the original Halloween, Michael is played by a number of people. Yes, it's Nick Castle behind the mask in the majority of the shots on screen, but it's also Tommy Lee Wallace in the mask. In scenes whenever Michael's breaking anything on set, because Tommy Lee Wallace, as production designer, had to build most of those set pieces, so he knew when and how and where to break them properly. And of course, it's Deborah Hill is the first on-screen Myers. Technically, it's her hands at the very beginning, the POV shot that in the kitchen, and then stabbing Judith. There's Will Sandin as young Michael, of course, Tony Moran as unmasked Michael, and but the fall at the climax of the film. After unmasked Michael gets his mask back on, and Loomis comes in and he shoots him 6 times, and he stumbles backwards, falls back over the balcony. The man who took that fall in one fateful night is Jim Winburn. And like I said, we did get to interview Jim for just a few minutes at the 40 Years of Terror event. That is part of why I'm wearing this t-shirt from that year's Horror's Hallowed Grounds tour of Halloween filming locations. I got it in 2018 when we were there. It's kind of fitting that we're talking about meeting him and that interview that took place at that event in 2018, because in just a few minutes I'm going to be talking about some brand new news that we can confirm here regarding next year's 45 Years of Terror franchise reunion event in Pasadena, California. So be sure to check out my interview with Jim Winburn. I did put the link down in the description of this live stream, so you can check it out when we're done here. And you can always find it anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com in the interview section. Just search for his name and you'll find it. I did want to share just real quickly a couple photos, though, from that event, from the 40 Years of Terror event when we did meet Mr. Winburn. And here he is with me, myself. That's actually during the interview right there. Sue took these photos. That's a good one I put in. We're both a little bit blurry, but there's Tommy Lee Wallace in the background there. Really a who's who. Rare shot of me actually smiling. And there's Sue and I with Mr. Winburn. So, of course, our thoughts, our hearts, our prayers, and our condolences go out to his family, friends, and loved ones. And I was thinking about this. You guys tell me if I'm mistaken, but I think this might be a first for this franchise, for this crazy big school of Michael Myers alumni. These men who have portrayed this character over the years in all these films. Is this the first one that has passed away? I mean, we've unfortunately seen quite a few Jason Voorhees actors pass away in recent years. Just recently, Ted White. It was just recently. So I was thinking about that today because I was thinking, again, we're going to be talking about 45 Years of Terror here in just a few minutes. And those of you that were there at the 40 Years of Terror event, you remember part of the big event of that. I mean, that was a Myers fan's dream come true. It was the ultimate. And it was also the largest gathering of Michael Myers actors ever assembled in one room. And I was thinking today, well, I mean, technically they could kind of beat that if they were to bring in somebody like Aaron Armstrong, who was not there. I mean, that was James Jude Courtney's first ever convention appearance. If you watched my most recent interview with James, you heard him speaking about that very first convention appearance, and he also mentions that he's already looking forward to being at the 45th. But that's somebody that's not going to be there, that we know now for sure is not going to be there, that I think would have absolutely been there. I mean, he was just he was still doing convention appearances, not more recently than 5 years ago. Just a few weeks ago, he was at a convention. So again, this one goes out to the great James Winburn. He was in Tron, like I said, Escape from New York, The Fog. You can check out his full filmography. It's impressive. And if you're a regular viewer, I am a big fan of just stunt performers in general. I've had the pleasure and honor and been lucky enough to meet and then many times interview so many of the men who have played Michael Myers, and so many of them are stuntmen or come from stunt backgrounds. And it's always fascinating. Right up to here just recently, talking to Lydia Han, who is Andy's stunt double as Allison. And last year we talked to Rachel Hoffpower, who was Judy Greer's stunt double. And, right up to talking to them and throughout the years, throughout the last 10 years, interviewing people like Don Shanks and Dick Warlock and all these, I have a huge respect for the stunt community. I always do, because these are the performers, especially these old guys that were doing it back in the day, often not even getting credited at all. Meanwhile, they're doing literally the most life-threatening stuff in the entire production, and it's all to make the lead performers, in most cases, look so cool and amazing, and often they're the ones that don't even get the credit, while they should probably be getting the top billing, or at least equal to it. So anyway, very sad, loss for the community, of course, but he certainly, He left it all on screen, I think, and left us some really magic moments. And his big fall for Michael Myers in 1978 is not the least of which. So again, Jim Winburn, Michael Myers Monday. Dark Man, you are correct. Deborah Hill is the first that died. You're right. You're very right. And I should have qualified that to say the first male. Yes, you are absolutely right. Deborah Hill is the first, and I did think about that earlier when I was thinking about all the different people that played Michael in the '78 film, and she is literally the first on-screen Michael Myers in the history of the world. And you're absolutely right. She is also, unfortunately, the first to have left us. So, yes, I stand corrected. He is not the first male, the first man to have worn that mask and play that character on screen. I think. Are they the only two? Are we forgetting anybody? But I don't think so. I was trying to rack my brain, even like other stunt doubles that might have, kind of fall through the cracks sometimes. They were all there in 2018. They're probably going to be there again in 2023, but unfortunately, Mr. Winburn won't be. But thank you for that. Yes, Deborah Hill, you're absolutely right. She is the very first. Yes, to Jim. Hell yes. David says he talked to him for about 30 minutes. That's awesome. Yeah, he was very cool. Again, just so nice and generous with his time, as so many of those guys were at that event. Um, Again, I'm going to get to 45 Years of Terror in just a few. First of all, let's talk just real quick about the Halloween Ends Blu-ray announcement, because again, when we left 2 weeks ago, we were talking about that Steelbook listing on Best Buy. The very next day, it's like, I don't know, did Universal watch Michael Myers Monday Live and decide, let's go ahead and press the button? Probably not. But in any case, it was the very next day that they made the official announcement. Now we have the actual press release from Universal, specifically about that trilogy collection, which the next day after the last Michael Myers Monday Live, I did a separate news update about the official announcement, but we did not yet have the trilogy info. So now we're going to take a look at that and the full list of the bonus features that are going to be included in all of this. Let me know as I'm doing this. Go ahead and start chiming in. Have you bought the digital version, or are you holding out for the physical, or are you not buying it? Some people have not been shy online about saying they will not be buying this one and adding it to their collection, which I say that's crazy talk. What are you talking about? Personally, don't own the digital. I've not watched any of the bonus scenes. Well, that's not true. I have watched some of the bonus scenes. We'll talk about that in a sec. But I'm going to hold out for the 4K physical release on December 27th. And truth be told, fingers crossed that Universal is going to hook it up as they did for the last two films. But in any case, yeah, I got to have the physical release, and I got to have that 4K disc to go with Kills and Ends. The steelbooks look great. Well, let's just go over here and look at everything on HalloweenDailyNews.com. So the digital release dropped on November 15th. Just about a month after the film's theatrical release. And the physical release will follow on December 27th. Now here you can see the full list of bonus features that are included on the Halloween Ends release. The list of deleted scenes include Michael Shakes Things Up. Now, this particular one has already been released online. I don't know if you've seen it, but this is an extended scene. It actually premiered over on sci-fi.com, and if you haven't seen it, the gist of the scene is it's a little bit more of Michael interacting with Corey in the sewer. And Corey, at a certain point after Michael kind of roughs him up a little bit, he tries to make a run for it and get out. In this moment that you're seeing right here, that doesn't go real well. He falls into a hole. It's a little more of what we've already seen. I mean, I don't think it really adds a ton to what we saw, but then at the same time, I don't really see a big reason why they didn't keep it in. But in any case, that's the first of the deleted scenes that we know of. The other deleted scenes that they list, Joan's bunny slam, and Joan, that is Corey Cunningham's mom. We know that's her name. We're reading the novel still, the novelization. And I forget if her name's actually mentioned in the movie, but that is Corey's mom, Joan. Corey reflects upon himself. I think we've seen some of that when he's probably having a introspective moment in front of the mirror, which I think we've seen some glimpses of in some of the marketing. Ronald's stuck at work. Ronald, again, this is a lot of Corey stuff, obviously, here that is taken out. Ronald is Corey's father figure, his stepdad. Margot gets the boot. Now, this one is interesting because Margot is played by Joey Harris. Hopefully, you checked out my interview from last month with Joey, and she talked about some of the differences of what she shot versus what made the theatrical cut, including her death scene. A little bit she hit on it, so I don't know if this is going to be a little bit more of that. It seems that way. I would think that we're going to get to see a little bit more of maybe the aftermath of Margot getting the boot. And then the final one listed here is Joan's recipe for disaster. Now, going back to my cast interviews that were published here in the last few weeks, you've heard a number of them talk about, various scenes that they shot. I mean, not a lot, but there, some things that were shot. Even Joey talked about, a scene where she moons Lori at one point, and Martine, who's part of that bully gang, he talks about like twisting Rowan's nipple, as Corey's nipple at one point in a scene and all. Just little things like that didn't make it. I don't see those necessarily reflected in these 6 deleted and extended scenes here. So there's still lots more, and obviously the big omission here that's not included here that we know exists and is out there and is going to no doubt become one of those things over the months, maybe over the years, maybe over the decades that fans will obsess over, kind of like the Halloween 6 producer's cut, maybe, I don't know. But it'll be that original ending that we know was reshot to have the processional, when they went back and did additional filming. And then there's a number of featurettes that you can see listed here. You've seen some snippets of some of these featurettes already being released online. One is called Ending Halloween, another one called Final Girl that will, of course, center on Jamie Lee Curtis. Another one called No Place Like Haddonfield, where they will, it says the filmmakers will reveal some of the secret ingredients that make Halloween productions so special and their personal feelings on being part of such a classic franchise. So that one kind of sounds like maybe the most fun. There's a gag reel, which I can never get enough of, like bloopers and gag reels. I hope they're not skimpy on that. There's another featurette called A Different Threat. I can only imagine that will probably center on the evolution of Corey Cunningham being a new threat in Haddonfield. The Visions of Terror, and that is described as a featurette that will see how various production departments came together to achieve the film's unique visual style. There's also Twisted Deaths, where I'm sure Christopher Nelson will get to dive into some of the, more twisted acts of carnage. And this final bonus feature is arguably, for me, why I buy these these releases, what I look forward to the most is a feature-length commentary track. I devour director's commentary tracks, the writer commentary tracks, actor commentary tracks, all of that. I always look forward to it in any release. I think it's really part of what we're paying for and what makes it worth it. This feature commentary track will include co-writer and director David Gordon Green, as well as his co-producer and first assistant director, Attila Yolser, and production assistant Hugo Garza, and actors Andy Matichek and Rowan Campbell. So yes, that is 5 people, 5 different voices on one feature-length commentary track. So that's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. If you guys have already listened to it on the digital version, let me know what you think. Again, while I totally want to hear all of their points of view and their commentary tracks, in my experience, a lot of times with commentary tracks, the more people you have on the track, the less sometimes interesting it is, because it's a lot of them just kind of chatting with each other and even almost small talking away and kind of talking over each other. I don't know. I would just love to hear David Gordon Green and maybe his other co-writers, honestly, sit there. Of course, there's 4 co-writers, so that'd be a lot of voices too in that case. But not that I don't want to hear Andy and Rowan do a commentary track, but honestly, I wouldn't mind hearing them on their own commentary track talking about it. I don't know if you listened to the full commentary track that David did with Jamie Lee Curtis and Judy Greer for Halloween Kills, but you'll get what I'm saying there. It's a very entertaining commentary track. It is very good, and David does give a lot of stuff that I listen to these for. You know, these little filmmaker tidbits and just, geeky Easter egg tidbits, stuff like the radio tower, which we see why that was planted in there and all that, what he was talking about now, finally. But, there's also a lot of, just kind of Jamie and Judy chatty stuff, which is fine and good, but, it kind of takes away from some of the more, I don't know if technical is the right word, but sometimes technical. But anyway, a lot of people on that commentary track. But that absolutely is a bonus, no pun intended, to have that included, because so many home video releases these days, I don't know if we still call them home video releases, but DVD releases, 2018, there was no commentary track at all. Too often I see a lot of these releases come out, even big name ones, and there's not a feature-length commentary track, and there's not even like a big documentary. Maybe there's a couple, 2 or 3 5-minute featurettes. This looks like it's going to have, some of those, but maybe they're going to be a little bit longer, but at least we are going to have that feature-length commentary track. So I look forward to checking that out, and those deleted scenes that I haven't seen yet. I put a link to our article in the description of this video, and inside that article, you can find our affiliate links to purchase the digital version right now or pre-order the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray or DVD or any of these variants. This is that's the Blu-ray cover. It's just going to be the standard poster. There's a Walmart exclusive collector's edition with an alternate cover of Michael and Laurie doing the back-to-back stance there. There's a Best Buy, as we said, a Best Buy exclusive steelbook with this orange cover. There's also this alternate steelbook cover that's available from Zabby. And if all that's not enough, there is also the trilogy, which will also be available and on the same day, on December 27th. And that will include what I'm calling the Strode trilogy, these 3 most recent films: Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. All right, so let me know if you've made a digital purchase and checked out any of these bonus features that I have not yet. All right, looks like we've got a super chat here. Let's check this out. All right. Gabriel Vlogs has just donated $1. Thank you, sir. Everybody, happy Michael Myers Monday. This one is for you, Gabriel. Thank you. Anthony says, who is releasing the trilogy? The trilogy is, I think it is available now on through Amazon. Let me pull that up. Hang on one sec. And I think I will pull up that that trilogy. All right. I'm going to pull up the Amazon link to the trilogy. And take a look at that cover as well. Here is the 4K Ultra HD Halloween trilogy cover art. And it says that for Halloween Kills, it does include both the unrated extended and theatrical versions. And of course, it also includes the theatrical cuts of Halloween 2018 and Halloween Ends. I do like that cover art. And here is the back cover. And it's still got those extended deleted scenes. I'm expecting it's probably going to have all of the same bonus features on the previous releases. I believe that's what we were told. And here is the listing on Amazon, $55. And again, it's going to be released street date, same as the other physical releases, December 27th. All right, so what I will do is I will put that Amazon link right now in the live chat. There you go. Andromeda wants Nick, Jim, and Christopher Nelson to do a commentary on all three. Yeah, we've mentioned that before. Like, it'd be fun to have like Christopher and James Jude Courtney doing a commentary track. I think that would be awesome as well. Oh, did I lose sound again? Hopefully you guys can hear me good now. Sammy can't afford it yet. I hear it. Yeah, times are tight for us too, for sure. Sammy's pouring one out to Jim and Deborah. Hell yes. Yes, the two Michael Myers performers that we've lost so far. Yeah, I mean, that hit me today. Wow, that is a pretty big deal because he was there. I mean, I was thinking about when we met him and what we're going to talk about tonight. All right, let's move on to another bit of Halloween Ends news. Okay, you can hear me now. Good, good, good. This isn't just so much news, just a cool little new look at The Mask. And you guys might have seen our buddy Christopher Nelson. He actually first posted these photos on Halloween Day, if I remember right, and they were quickly deleted from Instagram. But yesterday he posted them again, and these are just our best look at The Mask for the new movie that we have seen yet, the actual screen-used mask. And this was posted yesterday by Christopher Nelson. He says on Instagram, quote, "Many have been asking for these pics of Halloween Ends mask. Previous posts got deleted. Such a treat to work with great artists." And he tags the members of his team, including Vincent Van Dyke. And then he also mentions on there, one more Halloween treat tomorrow for Michael Myers Monday. Now, as of just a few minutes ago, Christopher still has not posted. And it's almost midnight on Michael Myers Monday here on the East Coast. So I don't know if he's still going to be sharing that one more treat for us. But when I saw that, I thought, wow, we're getting a special treat on Michael Myers Monday. So we'll keep checking over there on his account. But these images are, like I said, these are the best look we have got yet of this mask and the details. And again, I mean, immediately I've been staring at the Trick or Treat Studios versions, and I have to say, I mean, yeah, we've got them for sale, so call me biased if you want, but I mean, you know, they did a damn good job getting their details very close to what is presented right here in one of these screen-used hero masks. And look at the callbacks to the original 78 that you see everywhere. I mean, the hair is dead on, even like the way it kind of peaks a little bit, very much from 78. You see all that, what Trick or Treat called the mold effect, but that white, almost like a fungus, almost. And they put that on the mask, and you can see those details here. It is in the hair. It is on both sides. It has molded over on the right side on the bullet wound. Here's more of the left side. Another one of Christopher's photos right here. I mean, the hair pushed back even more than it was. You've still got that cut on like coming down from the left temple. I mentioned on the Trick or Treat one, it's nice to still see that that needle wound in the neck still so prominent, and there you can see it is still so prominent right there. But again, the white mold effect that Trick or Treat applied, I have to give them credit. I mean, it looks very close to what we see here on one of the actual masks, and also the cuts of the neck here on the left side. Now you can take a look on the right side. You can see how the wound on the right, it kind of closed up in a way over the years. Kind of grew in and closed up almost. I say grew in as if it's skin. And look, you've almost got like some, what would almost be some blood seeping from presumably Michael's head out through the hairline, I would think is what that's representing around that hairline there. Because you can see a little bit of like bloody orange coloration a little bit of dried blood right there. But these images are just fascinating and a gift to to all the rehaul artists out there. They're gonna have a blast taking those trick or treat masks. But I also think they're not even gonna have to do nearly as much work on the trick or treat masks as they have on some of the other ones in years past to get them as screen accurate as possible, because this is very, very close to what you're gonna get from a store, or what you're gonna get when you order one and use that $5 off coupon I talked about earlier when you order one from us from HalloweenDailyNews.com/shop. But it looks really great. So, like I said, we will keep an eye out on Christopher's uh, account while we're on the air tonight, just to see if he gives us that other Halloween treat he was talking about. I don't know what happened with that. If not, I probably got a little busy, distracted, forgot what day it was, but I appreciate him thinking ahead yesterday, already thinking of something for Michael Myers Monday. All right. I'm going to take a breath and a drink here and check in on the live chat. And then we're going to talk about tonight's two new news items. I was going to talk about these last week. One of them I only started getting wind about right after we had canceled last week. So, had we gone live, I don't think we would have been ready to talk about it. But I am ready to talk about it now, because I've got some news to talk about. So we're going to talk about two news items. One is a throwback to 1978, the original film. Another is a look ahead to next year's 45 Years of Terror. But first, a drink on Michael Myers Monday. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Here's to you guys. And Drama says, poor Michael, all moldy. Yeah, he's definitely all moldy. But again, I mean, you can see on that mask on the photos we've got online, even the one I had up earlier on the mask sale, that's one of our masks right there on the end, and you can see that mold there up in the hair and everything. I think they did a really good job. Let's see. Sammy says, cheers. Thank you. Yep. Big shout out to Donald Pleasant. Well, of course, yes. I mean, I'm not saying that's the only person from the entire franchise to have passed on, but I was just thinking of of the men who have played Michael Myers, the men and Deborah Hill who have played Michael Myers. All right. What we have now is an interesting bit of I don't know, franchise lore, I guess you could say. This may not be news to a lot of you, longtime fans and really knowledgeable fans. I know there's some of you that watch this that are far more knowledgeable on this franchise than I am. So this may not be news to you, but this, I thought it was worth mentioning, and I also thought it kind of works to, in a way, kick off, again, looking to 45 years, next year is the 45th anniversary of the original 1978 Halloween, which means it's the 45th anniversary of Michael Myers, 45th anniversary of this entire franchise that we celebrate every Monday here. And so this story does kind of tie in with that. And it goes back to the very first opening credit in the very first film. That Mustafa Akkad Presents opening credit. Now, this was sent to us, sent our way by a name that some of you might recognize. A man by the name of Billy Kirkus. And you guys might recognize his name. He owns the famed lost footage of 1978. Footage that was shot by Dean Cundy, John Carpenter, on the set of the film. It's never seen the light of day. He owns it. Well, he sent us a link to a article that was published just a few days ago at a site called horrorflix.com. And we'll go over there and take a look at this for just a minute. And I'll give you kind of the Cliff's Notes of what they're talking about here. But as you can see, the title is 5 Seconds to Halloween Immortality. And what they are talking about is the 5-second Mustafa Akkad Presents credit, which is so iconic and would go on to be the way that most of these films would begin, you know, for you know, until the Rob Zombie films. Well, the writer of this article, James Chandler, says that he was the one to catalog all of Kirkus's footage for him. Okay, all of his 35 millimeter film from the original 78. And what this particular revelation has to do with is a story that producer Irwin Yablans first told in his book. Now, I've got the book right here. It's called The Man Who Created Halloween. Irwin Yablans is one of the producers of the original Halloween. And you might have seen our footage of our Irwin, again, at 40 Years of Terror back in 2018 at the Halloween 78 panel. I wish I had the clip queued up for tonight, but I don't have that. But he tells the story of his first meeting with John Carpenter and of getting the money from Mustafa Akkad, which really made the movie possible and funded it. He also tells a story in this book about that first presenting credit, that was originally his credit. And after Mustafa, according to Irwin, saw the very first cut of the film, the very first cut, Mustafa was a little upset that he didn't see his name in the opening credits. And so Irwin Yablans tells the story. The only place he could really figure out to fit it in the opening credits was his own presenting credit, which originally was going to say presented by Irwin Yablans. So he gave it to Mustafa. He was the money man. You got to make him happy. It's not going to, not going to work if it doesn't. And the point of this article is the argument that those 5 seconds changed history. Mustafa, would be the godfather of Halloween. And now, of course, it's not just because of the credits, because he did shepherd the franchise after John and Deborah, didn't want to be a part of it anymore. But this has now been confirmed, thanks to that Billy Kirkus footage. And you can even see the image right here that the author of this article, James Chandler, photographed. This is the actual original first credit in that movie. It was going to say Irwin Yablans Presents. Now, I know some people might have read that in Irwin's book at the time when it was released years ago and said, I don't believe that. But this apparently is now a bit of franchise lore and mythology that has been verified thanks to the Kirkus footage. Speaking of that footage, hopefully one day we will get to see more of it. I will put the link to this article over at horrorflix.com in the description of this video when we are done here. And we're also going to have an article about this up at HalloweenDailyNews.com as well. But give me your thoughts on this revelation about the original presenting credit. Again, does it change anything? No. I don't think, and I don't think Erwin Yablans put that story in his book as any like bitter, like, oh, I deserve to have that. I think it was just a you know, it was a business decision. He had to do what he had to do, and he had to do what he had to do to make Mustafa happy, and I think that's what he had to do. And obviously Mustafa was happy after that, and loved seeing his name right there, and who wouldn't? And the rest is history, right? Um, yeah, yeah, like David says, Halloween history. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's Halloween history. And Drama says we got to see that footage. I do think we will. And hey, you never know. We're sitting here. My next story is we're going to talk about 45 years of terror. Fingers crossed. It's the 45th anniversary, right? I mean, we're going to have like some anniversary releases because, of course, 45 years of Halloween 78 also means 35th anniversary of Halloween 4. Means it's the 25th anniversary, silver anniversary of Halloween H2O. And, of course, it's the 5th anniversary of this modern trilogy and of Halloween 2018. So a lot to look forward to, a lot to celebrate. Not the least of which will be tons of anniversary merch releases for all of those anniversaries I just mentioned, no doubt. And not the least of which will be re-releases of a lot of those films, I imagine. Will we get a new Ultimate Collection with every film, all 13 movies, all together, all the different cuts and all that? That'd be nice. That'd be awesome. I'm here for it, right? I know you guys are. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath for something quite that epic this year or next year right away. I mean, again, anything's possible. You never know. But what we can look forward to in 2023, what we know for sure is happening, is the 45th anniversary franchise reunion convention event. Halloween 45 Years of Terror. Now, this is an event that started on the 25th anniversary of the franchise. Okay, they did the first one was 25 Years of Terror, and I didn't attend that one. I didn't know anything about it. I remember a few years after that happened, I watched that documentary, 25 Years of Terror. And this was long before launching Halloween Daily News. It wasn't even a glimmer in my eye at that time. But looking back, I think watching that documentary was just a tiny bit of the germination of the early planting of a seed that would later germinate into something that might ultimately become an idea for Halloween Daily News. Because it was the first time I really saw fans like us really gravitating around this franchise. I had seen stuff like that for like Star Wars or Star Trek or Comic Cons even, but for one horror franchise, much less my favorite, the best, right? I mean, it was pretty eye-opening. And then, of course, there was the 30 Years of Terror reunion where they did it again. And I was watching from afar like, oh, that must be so awesome. And then 10 years ago, in 2013, they did 35 Years of Terror. And many of you longtime readers of Halloween Daily News will remember that we covered that event from afar. We didn't attend it. We couldn't be there, but we were celebrating the 35th anniversary here on Halloween Daily News by doing some retrospective interviews. By the way, I was thinking it might be fun to maybe revisit some of the people that we talked to from this franchise next year, now that it's been a decade since we talked to some of them. I've been talking a lot this year about it being our 10th anniversary, so we might do some of that stuff. But then in 2018, it was the 40th anniversary. It was the release of Halloween 2018. It all came together, and we finally were able to make it happen. We attended. We were there. It was epic. It was James G. Courtney's first ever convention appearance, and everybody was there. All the Michael Myers actors, all the franchise icons, many of the directors. It was insane. David Gordon Green was even there for a Q&A. Malik was there. It was just so epic. Erwin Yablans was there. It was so amazing, so awesome, and we got to connect with many of you, some of you for the first time. It was just a great experience for us on many levels. So, like many of you, we have been anxiously awaiting word on next year's 45th anniversary event. Surely there's going to be a 45 years of terror. Now, I told you months ago that, you know, I had heard talk that there was already talk behind the scenes about 45 years of terror, which, that was a lot earlier than they were talking about it for the 2018 thing. If you remember, they didn't announce any details on that until way late in the game. But another part of that was because they were, finishing the movie, the 2018 movie at the time. But now we have some news, and we have a new countdown to begin, because I can tell you the dates for 45 Years of Terror 2023. I started seeing some posts online about this last week, and but I wanted to kind of confirm for myself before going too far. But now I can tell you that HDN can independently confirm from our source with full knowledge of the situation that Halloween 45 Years of Terror will take place the weekend of September 29th, September 30th, and October 1st. That is Friday, September 29th, Saturday, September 30th, and Sunday, October 1st. Like I said, we have this from a source that has knowledge of the situation, and if that's not enough, we can also go to the official Pasadena Convention Center website, where you can see that 45 Years of Terror is already on their calendar for Saturday, September 30th, and Sunday, October 1st. Friday, September 29th, will not be at the convention center. That will be most likely, presumably, Sean Clark's Horror's Hallowed Grounds tour of the filming locations, as it was in previous years, as it was in 2018. Again, that's another reason I'm wearing this shirt. We were talking about Jim Winburn, where we met there. We're talking about this. We're talking about that. Awesome, awesome. If you're going, you got to try to do the Friday tour, if at all possible, and check out those filming locations in the area. I am not one for guided tours. I'm not a big, let's get on a bus and go take a group tour with a guide and all that stuff in most every other situation. But this one, I would highly recommend it, because, again, it's you guys. It's our people. It's, you know what I mean? It's like the best group tour there is. So there we go. From multiple sources now, we can confirm that those dates are definitely happening. There's also an ad in the new issue of Horror Hound magazine. And that ad, it has those dates on it. It has Pasadena Convention Center, and it just says details are coming soon. But it does have the website. The website, where you're going to be able to find information, I can tell you, is Halloween45.com. Now, right now, there's nothing up there quite yet. But there is, actually, because when you go for just a few seconds when you first arrive, a little teaser image pops up before the site goes blank. And here is that teaser image. It's a little darker than this on the actual website. I brightened it up a little bit with Photoshop, but there we go. Not an official logo, just a little tease. H45, details coming soon. All right, so like I said, in 2018 at all these events, I mean, it is the ultimate fan event. If you love this franchise, it does not get bigger than these events. I mean, you hear us talking all the time about the conventions in general, all the different conventions that we attend, how much we love it and look forward to it. This is like the granddaddy of them all. You know what I mean? The big dog. So, never say never. You know, a lot can happen within a year. But we are proceeding with the hope and plan that we are once again going to be there for all 3 days We can't wait. We're excited. Don't know how we're going to make it happen, but we're going to make it happen somehow. We're going to get there. And if you can't be there, of course, keep watching for full coverage. But if you can get there by hook or by crook, you're going to want to get there and gather with us, because it is like Michael Myers Monday to the ultimate extreme there. So we're going to be sharing a lot of stories and flashbacks from 5 years ago when we were there in 2018. I've already shared a lot with you guys. Just a few weeks ago, we had that footage from the convention floor that had never been seen or published before. We've got all kinds of stuff from there. I've even got a few it didn't even count as interviews, but a few little on the record tidbits from some of the alums that were there that, again, have never exactly been published because they weren't full interviews and they didn't really fit right in other places. So we might be premiering some of that stuff here with you guys in the coming weeks, because now we have this to look forward to. We may not have a new film on the calendar to count down the days to with eager anticipation, as we did for the last 4 years, but now the countdown begins for this gathering, this epic mecca for the Halloween franchise faithful. And I can't wait. It is going to be so great. I imagine, I don't know, but I'm hoping that some of the performers from these new movies who maybe aren't on the convention circuit and haven't really dipped their foot into the convention circuit yet might make an appearance. That's what's great about these events, is you get people like Steve Miner and just some of these people that aren't necessarily on the circuit and doing these type of events all the time, showing up for them. So it is going to be an epic event for sure. We are going to be covering it from head to toe. In the months leading up, obviously, there's going to be lots of announcements, guest reveals, all kinds of good stuff like that. But there you go. It is confirmed. It is official. We will see you in Pasadena, California for Halloween 45 Years of Terror. That's September 29th through October 1st, 2023. Let me know in the comments and here in the live chat tonight if you're planning on attending, if you attended in 2018, if you've ever attended any of the events from 25, 30, 35, 40, let me know in the comments and here in the live chat your thoughts on all of this. And stay tuned for lots more about 45 Years of Terror. This is going to be the party to be at next year for sure. David says, hoping for Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, that would be great, and you certainly never say never. Never say never. She learned when she made that one Hardhound appearance how much money an appearance like that could make for her favorite charity. And now she's got her own charity as well, and in addition to all the work she does for the Children's Hospital still and regularly. Could you imagine her and Kyle Richards both appearing and donating all of their money to Children's Hospital? It would probably be the single biggest fundraiser ever for that hospital. Anyway, probably won't happen, but never say never. Certainly never say never. It would be great to see. The great Patrick Ring, another channel member checking in. Happy Michael Myers Monday, man. Strike Lightning says, what are your thoughts on a Danielle Harris version on Michael Myers? You mean like an adult Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as like evil Michael Myers, like Jamie? Yeah, why not? I could get into that. We love Danielle. We love the character of Jamie Lloyd. If you saw my interview with Danielle from last year, actually from pretty much exactly 1 year ago, the interview was conducted just a few days after Thanksgiving last year. If you saw my interview with Danielle last year, we talked about just that, if she would ever come back to this franchise in any way. And long story short, her answer is, yeah, she would absolutely consider and probably, if the situation were right, would be into reprising the Jamie Lloyd character.
she's not interested in coming back and playing another character, like a third character in this franchise or anything like that. But if it were a way to do a requel to Halloween 4, where it's, Jamie 40 years later in the Smith's Grove and then she breaks out, yeah, I think she'd be totally down with that. Again, though, do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Andromeda says, I'd love to see Marianne Hagen and Ellie Cornell show up. Oh, you mean at 45 Years of Terror? Or you mean in a Jamie Lloyd movie? At 45 Years of Terror, yes, because neither of them were at 40 Years of Terror. I think Marianne was announced and then had to cancel or something, if I remember right. But yeah, never met either of them. That would be huge for me. Protect Safes is in the house. Welcome. Yes, Patrick's already booked his H45 hotel. How am I not surprised? Awesome. Love to hear that, man. Well, we will see you there. I'll say fingers crossed, but yes, if all goes as planned, yeah, we will see you there, man. Hell yes. And hopefully we will see so many of you there, because like I said, it was just such a fun time. And part of that fun, I mean, it's always fun geeking out and meeting people with this franchise. And then when you go, it's like going to a Star Wars convention where it's all Star Wars, but it's all Michael Myers. It's all Halloween franchise. It's like a horror convention, but the best one, because it's this franchise. It's so amazing. But the only thing better than all those guests is that it's all of you guys. It's so many just like-minded people, and for people like my wife and myself, like I've said before, we're not really people per se, but when it comes to this crowd, it's the best type of crowd. It was also encouraging for us and inspiring and somewhat educational, eye-opening, meeting some of you and knowing that, yes, even on the other side of the country, there are people that know Halloween Daily News and follow us and appreciate what we do. And so that was encouragement too, and then meeting James. I mean, you heard us talk a little bit about that in the interview, and we talked more about it when we were off the record and stuff that you didn't see. But I think you could see some of that in my interview with James, where he does talk about that very first convention appearance and how that's been the biggest surprise for him of the last 4 years, was all the love that he gets from the fans, and then he gives it back, and then it's this circle of love that, that's been the biggest surprise, because he knew, yeah, it was going to be a ton of people wanting to meet him and autographs and all that. He didn't know there'd be this honest, real love connection. And yeah, it is a real thing. It's a bunch of us, genre dorks that just love all the same type of stuff. But man, it is, an awesome experience to be a part of. So we will see you guys there in 2023. It is going to be epic. I can't wait. All right, I'm going to hit refresh on Christopher Nelson's feed one more time just to make sure. Yeah, no, not yet. We're going to have to wait and see what he was talking about. Now I'm on the edge of my seat. But meanwhile, and that's our first Michael Myers Monday shout out of the week to Christopher Nelson for his post yesterday, giving us using the hashtag. All right, let's head over to Twitter for a couple other Michael Myers Monday shout outs today. And this first one, I don't think I believe that this is legit. And besides, I mean, Twitter, is it even working now? I mean, it's probably just showing this person what they want to see or whatever. But anyway, Halloween movie source at Source Halloween said that hashtag Michael Myers Monday was apparently trending today at around 2:03 p.m. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but hey, we'll take it. It looks good. It sounds good. Is Twitter still up and running? I don't know. Is it relevant? I don't know that either. But hey, Michael Myers Monday trending. I'll drink to that. Another one from Twitter. This is from Beth Manji. This is an oldie but a goodie. It's been around a lot, not specifically from Michael Myers Monday, but from the set. I think that's from the set of H2, I believe. When you meet someone that likes Michael Myers just as much as you do, I think we can all relate to that. Another one from Twitter. A lot of cool photos today. This comes from Hellerwise at Hellerwise It. They say simply have a killer Michael Myers Monday. I don't know about where you're at, but it's been real cold here, so this one just struck me as appropriate. Moving over to Instagram now. This comes from King of Halloween. We're ready for next Halloween. Happy Michael Myers Monday, they say. And I just love this. How could you not love this? Big Michael, Little Michael, ready to rock. Both got their knives, their jumpsuits, their masks, yeah. Again, who among us here on Triple M can't relate to that? And one more for this evening. This is from our buddy, The Shape in the Sea, who says evil doesn't die, it changes shape. Recreating a certain Michael Myers wannabe, Corey Cunningham. Yep. Doing a pretty damn good job at it, too. Even got the shoes down. Says he got them from eBay, if you're wondering. All right, as always, you can tag us on your social media of choice. In all seriousness, I don't know if you're on Twitter or not, or if you care about any of that stuff. The best social media app, honestly, though, the best one, not counting YouTube, of course, but the best one is the Slasher app, guys. If you are not on the Slasher app, you need to go get on Slasher app. It's the Slasher app. Slasher app. They're all over the other socials. You can find them. Go on there. Now, we're in their news feed. All of our stories from the website automatically go up to their news feed. They're awesome for supporting us in that way. But we're also on there as Halloween Daily News, and you can send us a friend request on Slasher. I put the link in the description of this video with all the other social media stuff, but Slasher's up at the top of those because that's the best one. For real, it's like Twitter, it's like Instagram, but it's just for horror. What's not to like about that? So with all this talk of let's leave Twitter, Twitter's dying or whatever, I don't know about any of that, anything of that, but I do know of all of them, except for maybe YouTube, if YouTube's listening. Slasher rules. Friend us. I'll accept the friend request. We'll be friends over on Slasher. That's the one to connect on. Except for this one. This is the main one. All right. It is officially after midnight on Michael Myers Monday, so I'm going to check in to the live stream one more time this evening. Man, you take a week off and talk for a half hour with the mic on mute and whatever else has happened tonight. Don't have all my links ready. Don't have all my clips ready. Anyway, we'll get back in the swing of things. That being said, we might be off next week too. No, I don't know. We'll see how the news goes in the next 7 days. In all seriousness, might not be live next Monday. We might be. We'll play it by ear, but we'll be coming back for another week or two in December before breaking for a few weeks until I get that 4K release in hand sometime on or around December 27th. And when that happens, then we will be on here again for a full official breakdown and discussion of that commentary track and all the other bonus features included on there. And I'll have my full review and thoughts of all that stuff. I might be finished reading this novelization as well. I've been really enjoying going through it. You guys know I'm a slow reader as it is, so still not that far through it. But man, third chapter, it's all Corey Cunningham, and whereas the movie it just kind of cuts to him, pedaling to the Allen's house to babysit little Jeremy, and we get a little bit of that. We get a whole lot more of his whole backstory, his mom Joan's backstory, and she's a wacko, and yeah, she's just been abusing him, and where he's coming from, and what leads to everything when we meet him on Halloween night 2019. It's been great. Also, get a little bit more of Laurie's memoir, as Paul Logan, the writer, told us that he wanted to publish that. And I still think, let him do that. I would buy that. That'd be so awesome. Let's buy Laurie's actual memoir, like the whole book. He wanted to write that. I think he should, and I think he would. But what he did write is mostly in this novelization, he told me. So I got into just a little bit of that in the fourth chapter. I love that Laurie and Frank Hawkins had this cool interaction at the hardware store. But not just any hardware store, this being Haddonfield, of course, being Paul Logan, our buddy. It's a nice Easter egg that it's Nichols' hardware store. I love that little detail and all those little details that I'm seeing thread throughout there, and just really good writing from Paul Logan. I like a lot of his word choices, and I love when he talks about Laurie starting to write, how she was very resistant to it. Frank tells her it's almost kind of therapy. Might just do you good. She's not going to do it, not going to do it, not going to do it. She finally does it, and Paul Logan describes it as she cut herself open and started to write. I just love that terminology because I don't know, it hits home. It sounds right. It's good, and it's also it just fits on many levels. I just think that's a really good word choice right there. And there's lots of passages like that I'm really enjoying. So having a blast with that right now. If you've read it, let me know what you think in the comments or in the live chat. If you're watching this on a replay or live and you haven't already, be sure to subscribe if you like what we're doing here. We do this every Monday, mostly every Monday. This time of year, it's going to be maybe not quite as constant. But pretty much on a weekly basis, we do this every Monday and other live streams and stuff like this here on the channel, all kinds of cool stuff, including exclusive interviews. Now, let me quickly step outside of this franchise for just a minute and make sure that you know about my most recent interviews. I think I told you 2 weeks ago I had a Terrifier 2 interview coming up. If you didn't see, it was with the very talented young lady, Amelie McLean. She plays the Pale Girl in Terrifier 2. Spoiler alert, the Pale Girl is kind of Art the Clown's friend / accomplice / maybe Art's boss. We don't know what she is exactly, but she's creepy as hell, and Amelie is awesome. And if you haven't checked out that interview, then please check it out elsewhere on this channel or anytime at HalloweenDailyNews.com. She's amazing. She's awesome in the movie. She was really cool to talk to and share all of her insight. And just last week, an interview I have been wanting to do for years. I watched Trick or Treat this year on Halloween night, and I just decided, you know what? When I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to start my new year and ask Quinn Lord if he'd be interested in doing an interview for HDN. And I did, and we did it, and he was amazing. He's awesome. I've wanted to talk to him forever. We did it on the occasion of the 15th anniversary and the theatrical release last month of Trick or Treat. We talked about his memories from when he was just 6 auditioning and 7 filming his iconic role as Sam in the Halloween classic Trick or Treat. He is awesome. I'm very happy and proud of that interview because you guys know how much I love that movie. Who doesn't? If you haven't seen it, well, if you've seen it, you know. And if you haven't seen it, well, you just don't know because you just haven't seen it. So you got to go watch it, and then you'll know. But watch it, then watch the interview. Check that out. But we are not done. Not done for this year. Not done by a long shot. We've got more interviews coming your way. In fact, just today, as a matter of fact, I was in contact with a cast member from Halloween Ends. That's right. And you guys know how it goes. I'm a little weird, a little superstitious about these things. I don't like to say, oh, I'm going to interview this person, even when it's scheduled, because sometimes things happen and I feel like it might jinx things, I like to wait until it's in the can, until it's recorded, it's taken place. I've at least watched a few seconds of it to know that we're somewhat in focus. I've listened to a minute to know that the audio came through and is in sync. And then I feel like I can let the world know and be excited that it happened. And then it's real. That being said, I'm not going to say who it is, but it is a cast member with Halloween Ends, and it looks like we're going to be doing that interview most likely one day next week. So that interview will most likely be published either late next week, which would mean like around December 1st or 2nd, or even more likely it might be the following week, which will be the first week of December when that comes out. But in any case, you can look forward to another Halloween Ends cast member interview coming very soon right here to the HDN YouTube channel. And other cool interviews and conversations with just really interesting, cool people that are living the Halloween daily lifestyle, making cool movies, and just other projects in general, and that are just among us. You know what I mean? They got to just be one of us in some way, or doing something that all of us can appreciate in some way, which by default almost makes them one of us. So we got all that to look forward to, and I'm very excited to share all that with you. Again, if you celebrate Turkey Day or whatever, you know, I kind of think it should be like remember the Native Americans Day. But anyway, whatever you celebrate, you know, if it's just getting fat, if it's just hanging out with family, friends, or whatever, or if you don't do any of that, that's cool too. Enjoy that. If you're doing the Black Friday stuff or whatever, if you're looking for last minute gifts for the Michael Myers fan in your life, somebody that you know that needs to complete their collection of Michael Myers masks, keep in mind that $5 discount we're offering. Cyber Myers 22 is the code. All three of our Michael Myers masks from all three of the most recent movies, 2018 Kills and Ends, they're all in stock right now. They're all $5 off if you use that code now through next Michael Myers Monday. Whew. All right. Did I cover everything? I think we covered everything. I'm tired, so we're just going to probably let that be it either way. Let me stroll back up here and read the chats I missed for just a minute. I'm not going to read them all, but you know what I mean. Strike Lightning says, just wanted to say that I am new here. Started to watch your channel before Halloween Ends came out to keep updated. One of my favorite Halloween channels I have found. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is awesome to hear. Yes, I know there are others out there. And yeah, so that means a lot when I hear y'all say that. And thank you all for the nice comments on the most recent interviews. A lot of you have been checking out Quinn and Amelie's. It was very interesting to talk to the two of them on a personal level because, again, you know, obviously I'm a fan. But you know, Amelie was she's 13 now, so she's like 10 when she's filming. Quinn, he's 23 now. He was 7 when he's filming. So I'm talking to these young people who are still very much young people compared to me anyway, compared to my old ass. And we're talking about these horror movies where they are playing iconic, in the case of Sam, and I truly feel soon to be iconic in the case of Pale Girl, characters in these Halloween horror films, both at very young ages. And with Quinn, it's very interesting to talk about how he's watched the character that he played and just, you know, grow and grow and grow each year. There's more and more stuff to where now you go into Spirit Halloween, as he says in the interview, and there's an entire section of Sam stuff. Whereas, you know, 10 years ago, there was nothing at all. It's been pretty wild to see. And, you know, Terrifier 2 is experiencing its own kind of unprecedented level of success just with its theatrical release here in the last couple weeks. So it was kind of cool talking to the two of them back to back like that with the similarities that they do share, which is interesting. Rob, thanks for the comment on the shirt. Yep, that's Sean Clark's Horror's Hallowed Grounds. Look forward to taking that tour again in 2023 during 45 Years of Terror. Wouldn't miss it. Rob, Happy Michael Myers Monday. Halloween Vibes has checked in. What's up, Josh? Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, David. I appreciate it, man. Sammy's asking if Slasher has Android app. Yes, Slasher, Android, Apple. Yeah, yes. Um, again, check them out. You guys will like them. A lot of cool people are on there, but we're on there. You can find us again. I'll accept your friend request for Halloween Daily News on there. You'll see it. You know. Strike says too lazy to read the book. Bought the audio version of it. Nice. Thank you guys for saying you'll be here for me. I appreciate it. And again, I apologize for last week. You know, it was one of those rare times ever in the history of these live streams where I actually scheduled it like more than 24 hours out. And of course, it was one of the rare times where we couldn't do it. I just couldn't put it together. I had some stuff come up and it just didn't make sense to try to force it on that night. So I felt extra bad because I'd already, put the link out there that morning and everything. I was like, of course. That's why, honestly, sometimes I don't even put the link out until Monday afternoon because I don't know sometimes on Sunday night or even Monday morning if for sure I'm going to be able to do this that night. It just, depends some weeks. So in any case, next week will most likely be off, but then we'll be coming back in 2 weeks. And again, we got that Halloween Ends interview coming up very soon. So thank you guys all for your patience and your support, as always, and the love here in the comments. I mean, I read them all. I love hearing about it. Al says he met Sean at Monster Mania in Jersey. He's a cool guy. Oh, yeah, we watch his show all the time here on YouTube. Him and Christopher. We love The Thing with Two Heads. Yes. Love that show. Patrick, yeah, you got to get the audiobook. Yeah, I hear you. I'm kind of the same. Now I'm like, maybe I should have gotten the audiobook because you're right. It would save some time. And I'm just a slow reader myself, which is ironic because I'm a writer, but, I am. And but I'm trying to, for a little while earlier this evening, I actually, put the Halloween Ends soundtrack on very lightly on my earphones and sat here for a little while and read a couple of chapters and actually, let it kind of sink in for a little while. And it felt really good. So I'm going to try to kick it out here fairly soon. But I'm loving what I enjoy. I'm loving what I'm reading so far. It's late, guys. I got to get out of here. I can't talk much anymore. Vibes. Awesome. Yeah, look me up, man. Oh, Al doesn't like this slasher app. I don't know. I haven't had any problems with it. I've had a blast with it. Let's see. Patrick's on Slasher. Yeah, hell yeah. Life happens. Yes. You got it, man. You know it, David. All right. Well, sweet. Well, that's what I got for this week's show. Again, it sounds like we're definitely going to be seeing some of you guys next year at 45 Years of Terror. That's the big news right now for the franchise. That's going to be the big kind of event to look forward to next year, it sounds like. And we're going to be here to count down the days and have all those announcements and reveals and all that good stuff as it gets closer. Can't wait. It's going to be so awesome. As always, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out and joining me this evening. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of these live streams. We don't always do them just on Mondays. If there's breaking news or like a big trailer drop, we're going to be here to break it down, which, by the way, probably the next big trailer breakdown we're going to be doing live whenever it drops will be for the new Scream movie, what we're calling Scream 6 at the moment. I say that because A, it's Ghostface and it's Scream, and we're covering that here, but also word on the street is that this sequel takes place on, or at least partly on, Halloween. That's right, a Ghostface movie on Halloween, and it's set in New York City. So there you go. That should be coming here in the next few days, if not weeks. Expecting that teaser very soon. So, planning to do a live stream for that. Also, we're going to have some news. I know this isn't franchise related, but just program related. We're going to have some news regarding Spirit Halloween, apparently, this Friday, Black Friday. Something is coming. They're announcing something. So, we have that to look forward to as well here on the channel, and some other surprises I got coming for you this week and next week as well. And then that next big interview will, like I said, be with a very special cast member from Halloween Ends. It's not Jamie Lee Curtis, don't worry. But but you'll like who it is, trust me. It's not Andy either, but trust me, you'll like it. All right, guys, this has been awesome. You guys are amazing. Yeah, look me up on Slasher if you're on there. Vibe says, what about Haunted Screams Expo 2023? Yes, hell yes. We're gonna be there as well. Every year at Haunted Screams, of course. All right, guys. Mad Monster Party in February. We're going to be there as well. All right. Anyway, it's after midnight. It's been almost 2 hours. I'm tired. My mouth is tired of talking. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Light up some jack-o'-lanterns down there in the comments. Share this video with like-minded people that you know. Spread the word. Tell them to come join the Legion of Michael Myers here as we count down the days, and then the Legion really comes together in 2023. That's going to be so epic. I just got chills thinking about it. All right, guys. I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you all for watching, and happy Michael Myers Monday.